Welcome back to another Askari Cast. My name is Rod Van Blake, author of the Ancient Illumination series as well as Yambani Chronicles. I am joined once again by JP Jackson.
Hey, everybody.
He's an artist, writer, and educator. He's the creator of Eve of Insurrection, Eve of Reclamation, as well as his STEM comic series, Grown in the Garden. And he's also the main illustrator for Ancient Illumination graphic novels, as well as Yambani Chronicles comics. We are also joined by Jocelyn Short.
Hey there.
She's a concept artist and illustrator. She's the creator of Bearers. She does lots of other cool projects, cover work that she's been doing. And if anyone is interested in any of our creative endeavors, when I upload to Spotify, there will be a link to all of our personal websites. And before we get started, today is November 10th, so happy birthday to all my fellow Marines. Hoorah, Semper Fi, and all that good stuff.
Gang, gang.
Tomorrow, everybody else gets separated, but today is the Marine's birthday. So you get that out the way. We are talking about Splinter Cell Deathwatch, episodes 3 and 4. So spoiler alerts if you are not up on this animated series. We were talking last week, and there were kind of comparisons floating around to John Wick. I think one of the writers from John Wick has something to do
Whoa,
That's
with
probably
this
what.
series, which is
Okay.
why the
this
parallels
makes
are being.
sense. That's why the action's so good.
Got it.
And we were kind of discussing off camera. We can elaborate now more. I'm feeling like the ends of each episode they end at weird points to stop at. And
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that's just a matter of the format, because it is each episode is like 25, 27 minutes. So it's kind of a weird end point. What do you guys think?
My initial thoughts were that maybe the episodes were initially meant to be like an hour long, and maybe they edited them a specific way to be 28 minutes, 30 minutes, to fit the format, and that maybe results in them, being cut off at strange points. Or a secondary thought I have is that, maybe the end parts are like maybe it's a end of the line type of thing where we can see alignment in like where the episodes end in retrospect, like once we get to the end.
The end? Okay.
Mm.
Like it'll all coalesce when we get to the end of the series, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Jordan? What do you think?
So one thing I kind of like a cliffhanger, and that's what if I'm being honest, that's what every episode kind of speaks to, because it like will stop at an odd point. Like even when we'll talk about episode 4. We in episode 4, I thought it was like I thought it was an odd way to end, but I'm like, I feel like I need to like do a deeper dive or deconstruct this, because there's some depth there to why like they ended episode 4 on the way they did.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of here for the ride. Overall, I think it's interesting because how we're reviewing this series and how we're kind of reviewing things in these arcs, these 2-episode arcs in a way. It was very interesting with this overall arc where like we kind of get some moment where it felt a little slower, which was fine. I mean, it's espionage, so I don't need it to be constant action, but they open up episode, was it 4 with some, I think episode 4 we opened up with some action. So
kind of, yeah. In episode 3 we open up with we still don't really know who this other shadow organization is. But
we get some answers later. But
they're looking for Sam Fisher and trying to use like facial identification technology through the CCTV cameras in Poland, where they had their last kind of shootout, and they seem to be one step ahead of this group because they're looking for him. The blonde lady that's the little sniper, she seems very impatient. She's like, "Have you found anything?" And she's like, "I'm waiting." And like, my man didn't even get a chance to do anything yet before you talking about you waiting. Like, no, we ain't found him yet. She's like, "Well, he's not a ghost. We have to be able to find him." And then we catch up with Sam Fisher and McKenna, who are in one of these safe spots, I'm assuming. But the way they kind of show up each scene, and then we know that they're a step ahead of this group following them. That the scenes we see where he's like cooking up eggs and bacon and making coffee, that's obviously before they come to look for them, because they're like, oh, it's still warm. Is it me, or does that seem a little sloppy though? She leaves like the bloody bandages sitting in the chair, DNA just ripe for the taking right there to be, to be traced back to something. Like,
I I would
go
say so. I think it's a little sloppy, but also I did, yeah. I mean, now that you mention it, like now I'm thinking about it, it does seem a little sloppy just because and this might be jumping ahead a little bit, but you know, I guess it's the fourth episode
hmm
where Sam and the hacker dude, he says a name, his real name,
Exactly.
and he's like, if
that's towards the end of episode 3.
oh, episode
Mhm.
3, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
the fourth echelon. I think welcome to the fourth
right.
echelon. Yeah, that's when he figures out that Thunder. We get introduced to this character in episode 3, who's a Canadian hacker who ends up helping to put their systems back online for the agency.
But you know what?
Hmm.
Something else that sticks out to me about you saying that they're getting sloppy. Sam at some point, and this is in episode 3, I think, where he, you know, when he's getting pursued, and they break into that bathroom.
Oh.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Good
and
scene.
that whole scene happens and everything, and he ends up, being able to be found, which also to me, okay, let me get to my first point before I bring up this other thing. But like, he's then hiding under the bed, and then he says to himself, he's like, I'm getting sloppy.
Yeah,
Yeah. But then also like the the moment where she shot through, the curtain,
yeah.
and then, it shows him hiding in the closet. And I'm like, well, she's not that good at her job either, because why wouldn't you check the closet?
But see, almost when that scene opens up, because we kind of skipped past because McKenna wanted to go back to the apartment to get the watch.
Okay.
Yes. Let's
And he was like,
explain that. Let's explain all that before we
because
get.
Sam is like, no, you're not up to it. You're not ready. She's still healing, but he knows
Mhm.
her real motive. He knows that she's going for revenge, because they kind of talk about the agent that was killed in the first 2 episodes that she goes to kind of help along, that she had gotten personal with him, and she's not just going there to retrieve the data that's left on this watch that needs to go with the tooth that she pulled out of old boy, but she's getting her gun ready. He's like, you're not ready. There'll be a time for revenge. And she doesn't put up too much of a fight, to be honest, when she says, get out the way. And he doesn't pay no attention, grab her wrist. And she's like, oh, okay, I guess I'm not ready. And at that point, like, well, if you capitulated that quickly, you knew you wasn't ready. Just sit down somewhere, eat the
She
bacon
just
and eggs
fussing.
and coffee my man just made for you, and take a chill and let the OG go do his thing. And he
She just
did.
fussing, carrying on, being an edge lord.
That's what it is. He's being an edge lord.
Edge lord, she in pain and stuff. She's just,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah. So
sit
he
here in
goes,
my angry angles.
yeah, my angry. So he goes to the apartment, and he creeps in there. And it's kind of cool how she's giving like a voiceover describing this loft that this really posh loft that they lived in. And he's crawling on his hands and knees so they don't see him. And speaking of how bad old girl was at her job, the blonde sniper lady, she almost shoots old boy trying to hand her the phone.
That was the funniest. I'm gonna be honest with you. This, I think that's why I like this show a lot, because the characters have these like actual realistic flaws. So, like for instance, like she hears the sound, like doesn't homeboy drop a gun or a knife in the bathroom? An object, something's dropped that gets their attention for her to go to the bathroom.
Well, yeah, they're tussling. He's as he's crawling, bald head dude comes out, and he ends up chopping. He gives a knife hand to the throat so he can't make no noise, and then they end up closing the door and tussling. But at
Yeah.
the same time, the rest of the crew is being sloppy. They're like tossing dishes on the ground.
That
I'm
and
like,
that's what I liked about it. They're making sounds that would mask him attacking that fighting that bald guy. That's why when I was watching, I was like, this is actually kind of dope, because like everybody's so stupid that like he could get off a kill like that. Like needs to be fighting in the bathroom,
I
and
have
because everybody else breaking dishes, you don't know what's what because they're so
yeah,
stupid.
I
But
I have questions
Yeah,
about this. I have
go
questions
ahead.
about
go
this.
ahead, Jocelyn.
So, like, okay, so the fact that they are sloppy, like everyone is sloppy.
Everyone is.
I am wondering, like, and I don't know if this has been said in the show or not yet. Let me know if I missed it. But like, is this like a mission that everyone's kind of doing after not having done a mission for a long time?
Not only one that hasn't been in the game for a long time is Sam Fisher.
Okay,
He's the one that's been chilling out on the farm. You know what I mean,
Mm.
with the cattle and his dog named Kaiju. He's been
okay,
chilling till they bring him out of the shadows. But everybody else
Mm.
supposedly are current, shall we say?
But
okay.
they also feel like dumb henchmen and cronies. Like half the people that are
They
standing,
are.
if it's not blonde haired sniper, a lot of them feel like very like disposable characters. So I'm not really looking for them to be smart.
Yeah.
I'm looking for them to be cannon fodder to get smoked. So it's kind of just like,
I did have another question,
Okay.
and Ra, you let me know if you want to answer this or not, but I'm just curious about it. I don't know, like, you're watching this show and you see these characters kind of making all these missteps, like, and I know that the scenario is a bit different, like, this is like special ops kind of stuff, but maybe your time serving
Okay.
in, like, people making these kinds of mistakes or movements, does that feel realistic to you? In the heat of combat or in the middle of like, um, carrying out an order, a directive, a mission, that kind of thing.
No, I
What are
mean,
your
I'm
thoughts on that?
sure people that see, I didn't do that to be, keep it 100. I was
Okay,
data communications comm center operator in the Marine Corps, so I was not a combat vet. So I'm
gotcha.
sure the folks out there that are former military or currently in the military that were actual operators, I'm sure they're going crazy over the mistakes that are being made. Even though it's an animated show, I
Yeah,
mean, the military kind of do that anyway. I know Marines, for one, we break down uniforms when we see uniforms in film, TV shows, regardless of what it is. It'd be like, oh, his gig line is off. Or what's up with them ribbons? That's not what the way our dress blues look. They get all upset and get hype about things like that because that's what we do. And because when you're serving, we get nitpicked on for stuff like that when you make a
it's
mistake with
personal.
your uniform. So of course, when we see it, even if it's a fictitious Marine or a fictitious military person, they're going to rag on it. That's just kind of
Okay.
the nature of the beast. That's what we're going to do. So I'm
hmm
sure there's stuff that I'm missing and wouldn't be aware of. But even to me, just common sense, even though I'm not in that world spy stuff, if you're supposed to be keeping yourself secret and moving in silence, there are certain things I wouldn't do.
yeah,
Um, Case in point, when Thunder gets the network back up and operating, and Grim messages McKenna, letting them know that they're back online, I would still wait and pump the brakes before activating my phone and
I
just
agree. I was like,
letting
where's
them know.
the encryption? Like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah, they got, and I'm like, and then that's a big thing where I'm like, yeah, they're tracking y'all still,
Yeah,
and they should. I think from a hacking, I feel like from this like hacking, this like communications at this point, right? The kind of communications is like you should be having everything. Like if you know you've been hacked already,
yeah,
y'all got to do something different. Y'all got to make sure that somebody's still not tracking you because
yeah.
like she shouldn't be messaging McKenna. She should have did the phone call. If she was gonna be real safe, they should have did the pay phone thing again.
Yeah, I
hmm
put that on Grim. I put that on the handler because if she was able to send that notice, um, they weren't notified when she got the message. They were notified when McKenna activates the phone and then basically goes FaceTime live or whatever she does
Oh yeah, it was
and
that
told
jump face
Sam,
on.
"Hey
Yeah.
Sam, get over here. We're back on." And that's when you see the red alert beep on the computer of the bad guys or whatever. We still haven't named this agency. We know they're working for Displace
Mm-hmm.
because we briefly also see Diana. I forget what her name is.
Shetland.
Yeah, Diana Shetland making these public appearances with these like green forward companies that are renewable energy and all that. And she's got this new Xanadu company that the thing that she's unveiling is supposed to fix all the problems of the world. And she's on her like press tour, and her little brother who helped her with the coup of the company is nowhere to be found. So they're looking for him. He's MIA now. Uh, but yeah, these bad guys that are working for her, because I assume that's who was on the phone when in the hallway when the sniper lady gets the phone call. It's Diana. She's like, "Yes, ma'am, I know right away." I think that's who she's talking to. And so yeah, oh boy, that couldn't find anybody. All of a sudden, a flag goes up because they activated the spy phone that somehow not encrypted or hasn't been cleansed. I think Grimm should have sent out a communication of, basically, if they didn't get that message, send them another message. Hey, go here. We're still going to be radio silent right now for the most part, but if you get this message, go here. And then that's it. You don't send out anything because, like I said, the alarm wasn't tripped until they went live with the other phone.
So they did the FaceTime, John.
Yeah. So now, and when that's I think that's towards the end of the episode 3 when Thunder gets introduced to them, and then Sam notices that he's like, Sam Fisher, aren't you sure your name is this? And he rattles off the fake Polish passport name, and he doesn't know why Sam is freaking out because Sam is like, well, if you know that name, then that means somebody else is due. So one of his, and he just made that fake ID in the safe house. He printed up that fake Polish passport, so that should have been clean. Nobody should know that, but apparently he knew the jig is up and that they've been caught. And of course, now they're actually hot on their heels, and that's kind of how the episode ends with him and McKenna leaving at episode 3.
I do think there's something interesting about like there seems to be like a level of desperation surrounding this whole mission, not necessarily on Sam's end, but the people commissioning Sam and
Oh,
McKenna.
the other. Oh, yeah. Of course.
Talk for
Yeah,
Graham
yeah.
and the rest of the team.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. Like I think about when she had first approached like the hacker dude, and she started talking about like the mission or what she was asking of him.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "No, I'm out the gate. I don't do that stuff anymore." And then she immediately like it wasn't even like a conversation after that. It was more so like, "No, you're going to do this. Like you have to do this." You know, like I was like, "Do you know what's at stake?" Like so fast. I was like, "Wow, okay."
Yeah, I would think
I
she
was
wouldn't
dying
spill that much.
laughing. I'll go over.
Yeah, I would think she wouldn't spill that much information until he was already on board and
That's
on
what
the
I'm
flight.
saying.
She
Yeah.
just starts rattling off, and when she says chaos,
That's what
when
I was going to say. Chaos algorithm.
Yeah, chaos.
Did you say chaos
man.
algorithm? I hated that line. I'll be honest with you. I hated that dialogue. Did you say chaos algorithm? Like, how many
Listen,
times you got to say this, bro?
the writer's a Sonic fan. Don't you get it? He's trying to get the kid. Okay. He
You
said
go
the Chaos Emeralds. All right.
Chaos Emeralds. And then on top of that, why do they always have to drop whenever somebody is out the game or is a hacker, they have to remind they have to use like dialogue to explain their achievements. Like we get it. You went to a good school, man. Like, come on,
you like the NSA. You're
right.
You two different governments.
We don't know that. We don't know that, but I'm like, you explained it through dialogue, but okay.
Yeah. You didn't want to show you wanted them to show not tell?
Yeah, honestly, I didn't need all of that. Like the way how this episode kind of like develops with him like booting their stuff, getting their stuff back online so quickly.
Yeah,
was like, all right, this dude's good.
I mean, I honestly I didn't mind the dialogue so much, just because I feel like sometimes even showing that stuff goes over people's heads, because I feel like most people can't contextualize like tech achievements, per se, like unless you know what you're looking at. Like I feel like whenever I listen to programmers or IT people talk to me about anything, I'm like, those you got those certifications for a reason, man. I don't know what you're talking about. C++, what is that? That's a grade? It's not a grade, that's a language? What do you mean? You know what I'm saying?
The whole programming.
Exactly. So I'm like, I feel like I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think you're right, Jocelyn, about them being desperate. I mean, that's the old trope, really. You know what I mean? You so desperate, you got to get the OG. that's been retired for 20 years. You're getting a hacker that was busted a decade ago and is now retired at some electronics repair shop in Canada. And you're gonna bring him out the woodwork, but that's who you bring. Yeah, when you bring in those people back in the game, that means you have nobody on deck right now that can do the job.
Everyone's dead.
Or they're dead.
We don't have any more assets on the team.
Nope.
This is all we got. We're getting a misfit. This is like the misfit group.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So we find out at the end of the third episode that their cover is blown. And do we start off with the shootout in episode 4? Like them chasing the vehicles?
Yes, which I liked.
Yeah. So yeah, we start off. We're moving on to episode 4 now with the sniper lady and her crew with the bad agents chasing Sam, Fisher, and McKenna. And we don't know this yet at the beginning, but they're flying to some clandestine airstrip with this like Learjet waiting. My problem is, why did nobody? I'm assuming these are agency pilots and agents on the plane. Why did nobody get out and help? They just watched them drive up while people were shooting at them.
They said, "We see you getting shot at. We not finna go out there."
It's like we don't have guns on us. We just fly the plane. They probably just fly the plane, Rod. They don't. That's how bad they're. This is how like down bad they are because they probably don't even have people with sidearms on that plane. That guy just flying. He just flying.
They said you lucky.
They didn't even show the guy flying the plane, did they?
No,
they just get on the plane. It's just y'all need to know they need to get on this plane.
They said you lucky you got us out here in an active shootout. All right.
Better make the train.
Intermixed between that playing out, we have Diana Shetland going on her world tour of schmoozing up all the Greenpeace and green energy folk to raise money for Xanadu. And Charlie is still missing. He's the fundraiser he's supposed to be at. He's still MIA, and she's upset about that. And so those are the two storylines we go between. And we do get a little bit of flashback again with Sam and their dad,
Doug.
Yeah, who starts, I guess, this company Displaced that they inherit from Pops. We see him and Sam get into it over basically a torture situation where they're trying to get info from one of these terrorists that they've got. The titular bag over the head, handcuffed and tied up to a chair while Douglas is in there waterboarding them, and Sam comes in because he's supposed to transport this guy to get more information. And my boy Douglas just offs him. They get into a little moral conflict where, and I think this is going back to the Sam telling McKenna not to get personal, because we get a little bit of detail on the fact that Sam actually got personal with somebody previously, and that's the thing that lets Douglas off the hook, is he has pictures of where this person is possibly being held by one of these other bad terrorist organizations. So what did y'all think about this episode?
So overall, I think I really enjoyed the opening scene. Like one thing I love about like storytelling and pacing is like within this genre, we can go from kind of like, starting us off in the middle of the scene. Like we already know that they got the watch on the previous episode. They got the thing they needed to watch. They need that. They need to get the data off the watch and reconnect it with the tooth, right?
Yeah.
So they start off with action. That scene was dope. Like him shooting off homegirl's ear was like dope. I'm like, he's gonna breathe, he's gonna take it slow, pack out. And then he got on there. I was like, nice, he's out of there. So that was cool.
Sorry,
go ahead. No, go. So what you gonna say?
I was gonna say I thought that moment was real cool because to me it was like, I don't know, it was like a moment where like, listen, I need you to know I'm a better shot than you. You lucky I spared you. I got your ear and I could have got you. And all that shooting you did, missed everything. I got your ear in one shot. Don't play with me.
I don't think that was it.
No.
I think it was partial of them trying to be half-ass realistic with the distance and the physical. She's got a high-powered single shot, probably 50 cal rifle,
right,
shooting that stuff. He's
Right.
got a 9mm, what looks like a 9mm gun.
Mhm.
So I think that was as close as he could get.
And he did good though.
But
Yeah,
He
that's
yeah.
what
did
I'm
good though. Isn't
saying.
that still
I
impressive? I thought it was impressive. I'm
also
like,
I did
he don't.
too. Also, she hesitated. She could have had him, and she
Yeah.
didn't.
That
And
was
he
film hesitation. That wasn't real life hesitation.
fair enough. Fair enough.
That
But
was
in
mistake of drama.
it the moment to me gave that moment in the second Kill Bill movie
I
uh
need to rewatch Kill Bill.
where she found out she was pregnant and then an assassin came to try to kill her,
Yeah.
and like it was like like both of them were like this at each other, you know. And then she pleaded her case like, please don't kill me, I am literally pregnant right now.
I like the old school sniper trope of my boy sitting as he's pinned down using a telescopic mirror to reach
Yeah.
around the vehicle. And so because he knows the shooter's going to see the mirror and reflect
Mhm.
the light, but through the reflection, when they shoot, he's going to see the direction of the muzzle flash.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And
Mm-hmm.
he's like, I've triangulated location. I will now wait my time because I know where they're sniping us there, and then I will leave cover. I'll let McKenna, hey, you make a run for it. I'm about to give you covering fire. And I'm thinking, well, who's going to cover you? Like,
I thought something about one of them was gonna get shot. I was like, man, McKenna gonna get shot in the ankle. I'm gonna be mad. I don't know what's gonna happen.
I thought it was
I,
going to
w-
be Sam.
I
Oh, Sam was
wonder.
gonna take a bullet. Yeah, that would have made sense.
Yeah, I wonder if, and I know that the show didn't explicitly say this, but I wonder if like sniper rifles like that, if they have like a limit to how many bullets,
It's no, they clearly show that it's a single fire, says a bolt action, because
Cause she was
after
doing
she
a thing.
discharges the weapon, you see the shell empty out, and then she has
Okay,
to
Mm-hmm.
pull the bolt back and then put
Yep.
another. It's a single shot weapon.
okay,
That's what
got it.
they're. I mean, it's animated, so we can't. I can tell what caliber and what type of gun it is, but that's what they were communicating when you see her shoot, and then the shell flies out, and she has to replace that one bolt, and you see her reload, and then she's sighting him again.
Reload.
But yeah, so I think that was also to explain why she's just not laying them down. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
continuous fire. She has to reload in between. But if you're a sniper, I guess you would be fast enough to do that quickly. And she seems to be
Yeah,
waiting,
they ain't worried about
she's
that.
giving Sam a little too much time because as old as he is, my boy is still moving. Like
That boy fast.
that boy fast as that
He
Boy.
said Sonic is my cousin. Don't play with me. Okay.
Here we go. Again, we're back at Sonic this week.
Yeah.
We couldn't help ourselves, could we? That's crazy.
So
So
yeah,
like
they
that
did.
was a dope way to start everything off for real. So I was like happy with that.
Over the chase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Personally, Diana. So the funny part is, I'm gonna go on record and say this. Diana is kind of like how I wanted to write one of my characters in my book, and I'm just over here taking notes.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued by this. So it was interesting to see like her kind of go around on this kind of press tour run. They're reminding us that the brother is clearly useless, or he's useless and up to something clearly. So that was interesting. They're setting up things once we go out in the future in the next couple episodes. So that was like pretty cool. We got some confirmation. Did was we're they're talking about more of the relationship between McKenna and what was his name?
I don't know. Remember they called him Agent.
Yeah, but like
So,
they start to reference them being in a relationship, so that was like pointing to that. So I'm like, yeah,
because Grim when they do get back, Grim is like, oh, it's kind of ironic you talking smack about somebody getting personal because we already know that Sam got personal. Plus, we're also let in on the fact that he is directly connected to not only Douglas, but we see that she got a gift from Uncle Sam at some point.
yep, Diana.
Yeah, she got a gift package with a note from Sam, and she's a little girl, obviously, and her hair's a little longer, but she goes and picks up the package, so they know each other at some point. So we'll see how significant that is. Obviously, I'm hoping showing it to us for a reason. So is going to play into the story as we get to see what happened to Douglas, and whether he was the one. We already see him kind of falling to the dark side when he killed the hostage that they had.
Man, when that scene happened, I'm like, wait, his hand stopped moving. He died right there as soon as Sam showed up. I'm like, he died as soon as Sam showed up. I'm like, that's crazy. I was like, oh, he don't really bang with the American government no more.
He's like, we just let.
He's like, we gotta take. He needed revenge. He wanted revenge against his men that were taken out. But I get it. Yeah, I get why he did it.
It seems like we're wasting time. They're sending us in here to get all shot up, and then, for some cause that we don't know. It's an age old trope, especially. It's always been that way, I think, for military and people that work for agencies, governments, not knowing whether what you're fighting for is on the up and up, and you really don't know. You have to kind of take it on faith, and Douglas clearly feels that they're not on the up and up. So he's like, we wasting time, and they're just throwing us into the blender, and we keep falling for it. We keep drinking the Kool-Aid.
Wake up.
Yeah, so he
think, Mark. Think.
Yeah, think, Mark. Yeah,
think,
so
Sam. Think.
He kills us. He's like the terrorist dude here, and we're gonna just kill him and be done with it. I'm not, so I'm guessing that Douglas leaves not after, soon after that, because that puts Sam in an awkward position of having to either snitch on him or, I guess he just lets him get out. I mean, we'll see. I'm speculating right now, but we'll see what ends up happening with them two. And I'm thinking Charlie's the younger sibling between he and Diana. So yeah, we see Diana's little girl getting a package from Sam, so we don't know how yet they're going to be involved. And then obviously he has another child later, and yeah, I think Charlie's up to something. I think he's not just being.
What is he up to?
Yeah, smoking wit cigarettes, doing hood rat stuff with my friends. I don't know what Charlie's doing, but
I'm rich.
Yeah, I'm rich, and I'm not showing up to business meetings because I got stock in the company now. You can't tell me nothing. I'm half of the majority owner, so we can do what we want.
Relax, kid. Relax. That was also another. There's another component of this episode. Like, I kind of like the kind of like scientific portion of how, like, once again they're showing Thunder's intelligence and how he's like his ability to take the key. He's able to like that whole kind of like quest for them to figure out like how do we put these pieces back together.
Yeah, that was super weird for me.
And
I thought it was cool.
I think like they he takes they get the watch, takes the tube, and he gets a glass of water, grabs a glass of water, and then drops it in there, and then it activates these like three prongs that he puts into the watch.
No.
Scientific way.
He takes a mouthful of the water and swishes it around his mouth so he can have it be mixed with saliva to be on the tube. My thing is, if anybody's saliva work, I mean, you're a
needs some saliva. He just needs some saliva.
It should have been McKenna's saliva, because they was busting saliva back in the day.
That would have made sense. So like for him to kind of like think about that and solve that problem was really cool. And then I think when we get to like once he puts into the watch and they find all the information, it's interesting how Sam is like picking up on like he points like he's looking at information, important dates and locations, and he sees Green Gables.
Yeah, and that was the package he gave to Diana, said
right.
Green Gables. So yeah,
so that was a cool like call back to that, which was really cool. But then when they kind of hit that wall with like we need a waveform, and then
the songs,
the song that she like happens to remember just because she has like a PTSD moment after seeing the homeboy whose eyes thinking she's seeing homeboy who got his eyes gouged out.
Yeah,
the man who murdered her lover.
Yeah.
And I think that was obviously convenient for her to trigger a memory and think about that song, and kind of it brought it all back. So I thought it was really interesting.
I thought it was gonna be like her heartbeat. I thought it was gonna be like a wave form of her heartbeat that was gonna
he recorded the heartbeat while she was sleeping.
Biometric reading of hers.
Yeah, I thought it was going. I was like, listen, they were in it. If that's what it was gonna be, I was like, dang.
That'd been
I think
crazy.
it was more personal. I liked that they chose a love song. It was it's the only thing she would know. Like
That's
that's why it was intended for her, which I thought was cute. I
listen.
thought it was adorable.
That's nice, and that's normal.
Oh my gosh, it's
I
normal.
I liked it. It was sentimental. For it to be a song that's very normal. My brain had immediately went to, dang, it's a heartbeat. That they was like serious. They was like seriously in love.
I
That's
like Jocelyn's idea there. Yes, see, after a climax, her resting heart rate goes from 67 to 120 beats per minute.
this is
You have to
exactly
get
what
it.
her heartbeat is like when
Yeah,
she's the most in love.
yes. And so she has to go handle some business real quick in the bathroom and come back, and then you put the graph to her heart, and when it recognizes that exact heartbeat, then it
Oh
opens the
my
data information.
goodness,
That's what I thought it was
this
gonna
is becoming
be,
anime now.
and I was like, bruh, this is real scorpionic of this couple, and I like it.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. If they did like that, that would have been funny as hell. And then have to explain all that to Sam, Grimm, and the other people, the other group with the fourth echelon, be like, he did what to what?
I mean, just also
How did he?
because
How did he do
also
it?
I feel like my brain had went there because it's a tooth. First and foremost, I'm like,
Yeah.
a tooth is a key. Like,
Yeah.
y'all, this some bloodo stuff. All right.
This is some animated stuff because when the prongs popped out the tooth and I didn't see nothing move. Like, what is this tooth made of? Putty? Like, and then it went back in because the prongs came out, activated the phone, and then he was able to put like a micro USB into
Into the watch. Yeah.
watch. Then the data was starting to stream, but then they needed the other part, like you said, we needed a wave file of some sort to match the other side of the encryption to fully unlock the data. So that was, yeah, it looked a little funny, but again, you get away with it because it's animated. It would look super goofy and try to
It's a
do it
little
like
bit of tech magic,
Yeah.
We're good. It's all good.
A little bit of tech hocus pocus mumbo jumbo type stuff.
Yeah. And Jordan, you were talking about how this one ended. You thought it matched up?
You said match. When you say
You were
matched
saying
up,
that it ended like where you expected it to end. We were talking about before that this wasn't off camera. We were talking
no,
about whether
this one also felt like it felt like it ended. This end of this two, like if we look at the arc of these two episodes, this one also felt like it was like a cliffhanger. That's what I'm saying. All of these endings feel like cliffhangers. Like I feel like I'm constantly being left at a weird point, and I'm left with a lot of questions.
Yeah.
So it does like, for instance, them ending it with the flashback was like, okay. It was like that felt like an after. I don't know. It just felt like that feels like I don't know. It just felt like an after credit moment almost. But I think from like an editing perspective, how they do it. No, actually, how they did it was very smart because they like use an ending shot of. They kind of like have the shot of Diana.
Yeah.
As if they're looking like a dossier or bio, and then they kind of cut to a flashback. So I think it made sense.
Yeah.
Like it made sense for an editing top thing, but it's still an odd. Like it's a cliffhanger. It's like y'all tell me they knew each other. Like that's what it's just securing that.
Yeah.
We found out what people's names were. Blonde-haired girl's name is Freya. I don't remember her last name. Her name's Freya. And the other dude's name, I can't recall what his name was.
What, the sniper?
Yes, the sniper. Her name's Freya. And I think they're from different countries. They're obviously mercenaries. Their designation was, or occupation was mercenary.
Yeah, we see her getting on some type of ship that she's going out to be on.
That
like
too.
I don't know if it's like it's supposed to be a fishing crew or what kind of crew, but they're going out on ship. And I thought that was kind of her way of sneaking to whatever country Grimm and them are. I don't know if that's the case, but she's on her own little mission because you don't see the rest of the crew with her at that point. She's off on her own, and she seems to be undercover. She's got the merchant sailor person with all black with this, like, she's got a black beanie on.
She got the baseball cap. It's giving Chris Evans.
Oh,
Chris Evans trying to blend in like I'm not Captain America. They always an agent or somebody got to put on a baseball cap.
You got a baseball cap and sunglasses. She ain't got the sunglasses.
That's one thing she was missing.
Yeah, I don't know where she's going, but she's not giving up, and because her crew is getting killed. We skipped over the last part though. At the beginning of the episode when McKenna's like, I've got two more left. Like she only had 2 rounds, and Sam's like, make it count.
Make it
So
count.
she got to do a 2 for 1. Shoot one card and make it veer to smack.
Oh
the
yeah,
other
that
one.
was cool. That was cool.
And then after that, it kind of just slowed. After that fight scene with them and the sniper standoff, it kind of tapers off. And this was, I think, after that was like the slowest episode thus far of all four that we watched. Because we do get a lot of exposition. We do get the scientific breakdown of how to get the data off the tooth and the watch, and her McKenna going for a run, and then having the PTSD moment when she thinks she sees her ex's killer, and then the flashback with Diana. So this is like the slowest episode, and some of them are cliffhangers, and some of them aren't to me. As far as the ending of each episode, like the episode 4, that was a cliffhanger. But before, when we get dropped, I was talking to somebody before. We just kind of get dropped off in the middle of nowhere. It's not really a cliffhanger, it's not a din moment. It's just it stops and then credits.
What's happening next? The
credits roll and I'm stuck. Like, okay, I'm glad I'm watching these 2 at a time, because I'm sure I'd have been super frustrated if it ends and then you have to wait till next week for the next episode.
Right.
I'd have been hot. And I'm sure most viewers would have been hot had it not been dropped like all at the same time.
It is Netflix. That's one of the privileges. So like you can just binge watch it. That's another thing we have to think about. Like when we talk about format earlier, is like how do we like the fact that Netflix releases all their content in one season.
Mm-hmm.
And so like the whole thing. So you have like you can literally sit down and watch the entire thing. And like it feels like it's just continuous. It's almost as if we're just watching one long movie broken down into 8 episodes. And so I feel like this, like if this is on any other format, this would be very jarring. And they probably would have, like, I'm wondering if this is like on another platform like Apple TV, would these episodes have been longer? So they feel more, I guess, like feel like just better structured episodes. So you don't leave on these kind of like.
Less is better.
Yeah.
I think the only way to do it the old way like that, where you have one episode a week and you kind of spoon feed or drip the content out to the viewers, it elevates the need for it to be really good. Like if you're expecting me to wait a week, it better be damn good that I have to. We should be having these conversations and speculations in between the week. If you were at like a 9-to-5 job, the water cooler where everybody's talking about, you see the episode, it's going to be that level of good for you to do that. Otherwise, just drop the whole thing, and that way you can get a conclusion to the entire story arc. So you get your explanation in, as we watch the entire show. But you drip feed us, and it's not good. Each week, it's just going to be more and more hate buildup. And I think we've seen that with a few shows on streaming services because of the format change and the irregularity of how, content is created and the format that they're put in for shorter and shorter time spans. I think the shorter the time span, the better off the content has to be to keep the viewers coming back and being satisfied.
I feel you. I can agree with that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when people talk about my books. You got like a 300-page novel. Well, not that, but now we're trying to change the format. Like we have the graphic novels, which are only 56 pages. Like you're limited to how much story you can fit into those amount of pages. So if you're going to put it in that format, you kind of have to do it better than the previous iteration, because you're not getting the full context of everything until, or you're left like like folks are now that I see. When's volume 3 coming out? Because we're caught up, type of thing.
And listen, 300 pages is not a lot. The story's good if it keeps you hooked.
Yeah.
As you're saying, like with episodes and stuff, they got to keep you. It has to, like, especially if it's in a longer or shorter format in general.
Yeah.
As long as it stays interesting, you are.
So I'm still enjoying it though. You guys still enjoying the show so far?
I'm
Oh,
liking
yeah.
it. I'm liking it. I'm interested to see where this is going. Like where what is the end game here? What is going to become of Sam? Like, is he going to? I don't know if it. I'm curious if Sam's situation, his involvement in this, if it is going to be as simple as like a Sam wins in the end, or is something is going to happen to him, like his role will shift into something else. You know,
I
I'm
think we're
curious
gonna
about
see
that.
Sam got his hands dirty at some point,
Okay.
like in a morally questionable way, which is why I think we're gonna see something that he's not particularly proud of, and McKenna's gonna come to terms with whether she accepts that or not, or maybe she'll understand. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's what this is leading to. Especially when you find out he was kind of close to the family as well as not just Douglas, but he was apparently close to them in somehow. So it's not necessarily a romantic closeness, but it is family or something that you may compromise some principles to protect that family. So I think we're going to find out that Sam Fisher got his hands dirty, and they're going to have to all come to terms with that and what it means, I guess, in the big picture of things.
Yeah.
That's what I think when we talk about, like, because like I'm kind of making an inference. I don't think it's far off, but I'm wondering if, like, did Sam read, like, if Sam is like a family friend, did he reach Godfather status? Like, is he that close? Like, I mean, he's out here sending Diana gifts.
Yeah.
Like, from Uncle. Oh, did he say Uncle Sam on it?
Yeah. The letter, the
The book.
If he didn't say Uncle, maybe I'm putting that on there because
That's why
I'm
I'm like,
thinking
no,
Uncle
because
and
that
Uncle
sounds like,
Sam,
hold
but
on, I'm gonna pull that up because I feel like
I
it
know it did
said.
I
have his
have it
name
up
on it and
too.
had her name, so it was addressed, from him to her, to Diana. So yeah, and I'm thinking, someone that she worked
It
with.
just says from Sam. It doesn't say
From
Uncle
Sam.
Sam.
Yeah, I
Okay,
put
got
Uncle on
you.
there. My
Oh,
bad.
would have actually been very interesting. That would have been, I guess, that would
Yeah.
have been two on the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I kind of wanted. Like, it's like I get he's a part of the family because he was there at like the birthday. Like, we got one of the earlier flashbacks, so clearly he's like it feels like a godfather or something, or family friend. So, but we're gonna see how this plays out.
Yeah. I know, so I'm assuming, Douglas must be gone, or they think he's dead, because that's why the daughter and brother are running the company now.
Daddy gone.
Yeah, Daddy must be
He ain't
gone.
make it. Daddy dead.
We'll see. And all y'all if y'all watch ahead, don't spoil it for us. We just, we still on episode 4. At least I'm still on episode 4. I'll be watching 5 and 6 so we can discuss them next week. But
Just
yeah,
let us
y'all.
know. Just let us know if you're a fan of the series. Like if you've played the games and if you're pleased with it or not. If you've played the games before, or if you know about, the series at all before the show.
Yeah,
Talk
yeah.
to us.
Let us know if you think they're doing Sam Fisher justice and you've played all the Splinter Cell games. We'd like to hear y'all's opinion because I've only played a couple of them. I had things to do back in the day and didn't play. I played the first one and then got a little busy with life. So let me know if OG Sam lives up to the Sam y'all know and love from the games previously. Man, I appreciate y'all taking the time out your day to chop it up with me about these things. And we have one lurker that's been watching the live stream. They didn't make a comment, but I appreciate you, whoever you are, for taking the time out of your day to listen to us chop it up about these things. When I put this episode up on Spotify, once again, there will be links to all of our creative endeavors. And if you're interested, take a look and peep it out for us. We appreciate y'all. Peace.
Peace.
See ya.